Hello again, everybody. It's Eddie V with Digital Moxie, giving you my podcast. It's a little late. Today's Wednesday, so it's a midweek podcast. I want to try to start giving more up to date podcasts. And the deal is, the last few days have been pretty involved. Well, let's start out with the fun stuff. About a week ago, I went to see Metallica. Great concert. Really enjoyed that concert. It was held at Soldier Field. It was people everywhere, different age groups. I mean, you got to understand, Metallica came out in 1981. That's already 41 years ago. So me being a young man, about 14 years old when Metallica premiered. So for the most part of my life, Metallica's always been there, and they have tons of fans. So in the last week, I've also have to report that I got hacked on Facebook. They stole my account, and now they're wreaking havoc by using my account to sell things or try to sell things to people that are friends with me. And man, I tried contacting Facebook. What do? Having a Facebook account that's out of control is like having a venereal disease. Everybody you've been with or in contact with, you got to contact everybody individually and tell them, hey, there's something wrong with my account. Don't follow any links. And what I did is I gave some information up, and it cost me. And I didn't think I was giving any vital information out. I thought I was helping somebody. So my own nature did me in. I mean, it's insane. We're living in a world where you can't even help people because they're looking to take advantage of you. It turns out it's a hacker from Nigeria. It looks like a young girl. So one of my friends followed the Cash app that she had associated with her email, the one that she gangstered my account with. And the thing is, she now owns my account. She is now Eddie V.
You gotta be kidding.
And it really bugs me. I mean, it's my personal account. So I literally had to get on the phone, not on the phone, but on the computer and try to tell all these people, warn them not to follow any links and to unfriend me so they can know that my account has been compromised. And that, don't even, just pretend I don't even exist anymore. And it's disheartening because, I haven't had that account for 19 years. And I never thought it could happen to me, and it happened to me. And, you got some hungry ass people out in the world looking to score a couple dollars, looking to fool somebody into having them send money. And it's really easy, I mean, these people spend their whole day fishing for marks, and they fished and they found me. I can't do nothing about it but move on. I can't let that hold me back. It doesn't bother me so much that they took the account. It just bothers me that I exposed all my contacts, all my friends to this kind of bull. Now they got to be careful. And lesson learned. This internet whole fiasco with people lying, from everything, from just the dawn of the computer really opened up a lot of doors. You have to catch a predator, to catch these financial thieves. It's insane, man. You can't even imagine what I would like to do to this person. And I ended up when I realized that they were phishing me, I told them, you're not so and so, and you're trying to get my account. I had already given them access, and then they sent me like a crying face emoji, like, yeah, I got you, bro, I got you. They nailed me, man. They nailed me hard, and it's a shot to my ego, because you never think it could happen to you, and it happened to me. And what do? You know, all you can do is tell the people that it might affect, warn them, like, look, this has happened to you. I mean, to me, and I don't want it to happen to you. So please don't follow any links on my account. Don't trust that account anymore. It's been compromised. And you know, you call Facebook, you text, you send messages to Facebook, and they don't care. They're just a big entity. It's like when you contact Google or you contact YouTube. There's no customer support line. There's nobody there to answer your phone, call, and try to resolve issues right off the spot. There's no real customer service. It's like, well, there's millions and millions of people, and maybe if we get to you, we get to you. If not, we're not really worried about it. That's actually the attitude with these social media companies. And you got to figure there's millions of people going online every day and coming off online. It's just insane. So yeah, you got to be real responsible and smart about, about helping anybody on the internet. If you don't vet them or if you don't talk to them personally, don't give any information out. I mean, I would never say, hey, let me have your, I've been phished before by PayPal, or by vidIQ. I've gotten emails like, hey, your payment hasn't processed. Please send us your information so we can resolve this. These are all people who are a little bit smarter or think they're smarter than you, and most people are naive to this. I mean, I always made it a point, don't ever give any personal information that can compromise me. And what happened is my own phone number is enough personal information to compromise me, or a code that was sent to my phone. When I gave that code up like a dummy, I ended up getting locked out of my own Facebook account, and it really it just burns me so much because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm at their mercy. I just want to quit Facebook. I just, it's just terrible. I mean, it's a big time waster anyway. All you're doing is looking at other people trying to live fabulous lives, and it's just been a bad 2 days because this happened to me on Monday, and I've been dealing with it, and I got to be okay with it and just learn from experience. The biggest part of it is knowing that it might affect somebody that I know, and I'm the face of that. Like the person that affected me, I know the person, but it's not their fault. Because it happened to me so fast that my head was spinning, and I know that that's what probably happened to this fellow. And he's not a bad guy. And like I said, I never thought it would happen to me in a million years, and it happened to me. But lesson learned. I'm glad I just lost a Facebook account instead of thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, whatever amount of money that I have in my personal accounts. And I was not even about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was complaining about passwords. And, look at me now. If I had one extra password, or just would have asked one more extra question, they would have never got into my Facebook, and they never would have took control of it. Hopefully I haven't compromised anything else that I haven't seen yet. I think I'm okay, but you hear the horror stories. But what are you going to do, But on a lighter note, living in Chicago, we got to see the coming of Caleb Williams. I really didn't sit through Justin Fields' ascension in the Bears before he got released. I just didn't. I'd seen the team was garbage, and I wasn't interested. But in the last few years, I've seen the Bears start to put it together, start to change the culture there, and I think they picked the right quarterback. I really feel that Caleb Williams will help the Bears stop dragging around 1985 World Championship. Like that's all they've ever done since I've been alive, And I got tired of seeing the 1985 Bears get shuttled out every time the Bears need a little attention. So yeah, they went to, I think it was 2008. I want to say that Rex Grossman took the Bears to the Super Bowl against the Broncos, and that didn't end well for the Bears. It didn't even seem real. And ever since then, it's just been total futility. The Bears want to get a new stadium, and they want to have taxpayers pay for it, and they want to sit and receive all the benefit of having the stadium. I mean, I like the Bears, but they can get out. They can leave Chicago for all I care. You know, they ain't done nothing in the last 40 years as far as I'm concerned. And to this day, I don't know why people love the Bears. I like the Bears. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to be handcuffed, and I'm not going to be blackmailed into keeping them here. And especially just, I got to come out of my pocket, tax dollars, to help a family of billionaires or millionaires, the McCaskies, to build their own stadium so they can make more money. Not even. It's not like I get a free ticket to go see the Bears. So yeah, that's a no on getting a stadium by taxpayers from me. Same thing goes for the Chicago White Sox. Probably the most historic losing team in all of baseball. And for this year, the owner, Jerry Krause, wants a new stadium because he can't fill the one he has, and it was built brand new for him in 1990. And the product there really blows. And I feel bad for White Sox fans because this guy's just in it for the money, man. And he's already basically, it's rent free there. It's just a big scam. Don't give this guy a new stadium. Make him build that team up. Bring a World Series championship. Me, I'm a Cub fan. I hope they don't bring a championship to the team. Me personally, I wish the White Sox would just leave Chicago. I don't want to see them get a stadium. Look at when the Chicago Cubs were trying to revamp that whole area. They were blocked by Mayor Rahm Emanuel. They were blocked on all levels. They weren't given any kind of tax breaks. So yeah, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for the Chicago White Sox or the Chicago Bears as far as that goes. On another lighter note, man, I have a ZV-E10. I like this camera. I bought a cage for it. I bought stands for it. I try to learn it. I try to use it. And I'll tell you something right now. I got a lot of respect for photographers because I just want a basic video camera where I can videotape a talking head video and put it up on YouTube, and I'm done. But then when you start looking around on these YouTube videos and tell you, hey, this is what you do to get your best image quality. This is what you do to do this and that. And you start going down that rabbit hole, then pretty soon you just messed up all the settings you had on your camera, the ones that were working for you. But it's the learning curve. You're trying to learn how to use your camera. And I'll be honest with you, I needed to do that. I still need to do that. And there's some things with this camera that I have no clue on doing. And to be a photographer, you got to know how to use your machine. You got to know how to use your camera, your equipment, and as far as I'm concerned, I made a couple videos. They were coming out in slow-mo. They were coming out with no volume. And then I looked at my my microphone, and then I realized, I haven't even really used my microphone correctly. I had it plugged in the wrong way, and I had it plugged into the wrong port. And then I just did a deep dive to figure out, well, what the hell did I do wrong? So, thank goodness for YouTube. I realized I had the wrong cords on the microphone, and I was in the wrong port. And all that time that I thought I was recording with my microphone, I was actually recording off with the camera. I had the port for the headphones plugged in, and that, what are you doing, dude? It took me. I've had this camera a couple months, and I've been doing it wrong for that long. And that goes to show you, I just been so busy. I didn't take the time to start looking at my equipment, and I did. And I changed lenses, and I want to improve the camera. I mean, you spend a lot of money on this equipment, and it behooves you to learn it, to at least have an idea on how it works. It's a hobby. Having a camera is a whole thing, You got to learn about ISO. You got to learn about shutter speed. You got to learn about all this stuff that makes your photography look great. And if you're trying to look for a certain kind of effect, you got to know how to set your camera. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, and you're not going to learn it in a day. But at least, I am just embarrassed about my microphone situation. And I didn't really appreciate that from me, but I did better and I got it working right now. And just the whole gambit of changes that I made on this camera as far as adjustments is about, it took me about a day and a half just to get to where I'm at now. And I'll tell you something right now, it's a lot better than it was, and it's still gonna get better. I'm gonna probably buy more better lenses for this camera. And yeah, you know, I've always liked photography, but man, when they start talking about all that other stuff about being a photographer, it'll make your head spin, you know. And if you like the image quality that I got now, give me a thumbs up or write a comment in the put a comment in there. If you've had similar problems with your ZV-10 or it didn't click for you right away, I'd like to hear about it, you know. And again, I'd ask you to like, share, comment. And I'm trying to build Digital Moxie as a podcast, you know, that engages people on a lot of different levels with a lot of different topics. And for instance, I'm still trying to, you know, when you get involved with doing podcasts, you know, you got to come up with guests. You got to come up with topics. You got to come. It's a whole slew of things. It's more than just sitting in front of a video camera and just doing verbal vomit. You know, you got to have some kind of plan. You got to have some kind of, you know, direction. And this has helped me to get a direction. You know, I busted out my Apple computer. In the last week, I ended up getting a teleprompter together. I ended up buying an Apple iPad. And when I got in, I hadn't used my passwords. And I was complaining about passwords. And I got locked out of my iPad. And that was a whole learning curve for me. I had to learn how to, you know, get into the iPad, open it up. I wrote down all my passwords. And now, you know, no problem. Now I got a teleprompter. Have I used my teleprompter yet? No, but I have it. I'm that much closer. I had bought it and I had it put away for a couple months. Then I said, I gotta look at this thing. I took it out, looked at it, put it together. Then I realized, oh man, I gotta get an iPad. Well, I didn't have $300-400 for an iPad, so I said, I'll get it when I get it. And then about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I ended up getting motivated and I just bought it. I bought one. And then I couldn't get into it, and then I had to figure that out. Now I got the iPad, and now I got the teleprompter. You know, so when I decide to use it, you know, I have a plan for how I'm going to use it, but I like to know that I got all my ducks in a row and I have my equipment ready to go. So slowly but surely, I've really invested in quite a few items. You know, I ended up putting these lenses on my camera. I'm still going through that, you know, because I had the settings on this camera one way, and then, you know, I was messing around with it, and it's totally different now. And it took me a little bit of a struggle to make it work the way I need it to work, and it's doing okay now. And the thing is, it's more than just getting it okay. It's learning and understanding why it's the way it's supposed to be. And if you're not learning as you're doing, then you're just stumbling through the dark with no real direction. And that's how it feels sometimes. So yeah, sometimes you got to sit down and just look at what you have and learn something, you know. Ask questions, and the better quality question you have, maybe you get a better quality of answer. And yeah, you know, like I said, this is my house camera. This is what I like to have in the house. I eventually want to set up 3 different cameras so you can get different angles. So when my interviewing begins, when I interview people on a podcast, I'll be able to get different shots of them talking. And you know, like I said, you know, you got to make up your studio. You got to set up your cameras and all that. There's a learning curve. You know, you don't want somebody, they say the big part of the game or the big part of the video is audio. If you have bad audio, people will just like disconnect. They won't even watch what you have to say. And I had said this before. I think, you know, sometimes you'll watch a video and the announcer will have a heavy accent. That's kind of hard as well. And then they'll like, sometimes I'll see videos where they talk some English and then they break into foreign language. Like, what is this? Well, I don't even understand it. And then there's no subtitles. I wouldn't have a problem watching a foreign video if they had English subtitles, and see what they learn. But different parts of the world, countries are very locked in on using computer technology because it's a way out. If you know how to scam people on a computer, you're scamming people. You're learning how to scam people. You're learning how to hack. If you know how to create security networks, then you're all in. You're learning that and you're employing that. But the thing is that these are all lifelines to different parts of the world. Allowing people to get an education almost virtually anywhere. I mean, just with the power of computers. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to make good YouTube videos. I'm more into the entertainment space versus the education space. Well, I am in the education space when it comes to me refining everything that I've learned from YouTube, and I start sharing it with people, and that's just what I choose to do. I wish I had other things to offer my audience, but the thing is that, like I said, I just got scammed from an 18, 19-year-old Nigerian girl, and she's still going at it, and it really bugs me. So yeah, computers are a gateway for good or a gateway for bad, and I see both aspects here. As I make this video and as I record my video, that's the good part. That's something that I enjoy to do, and I do it. And I guess some people in Nigeria or whatever other country they're in, trying to get our money, they enjoy stealing. I mean, it's just easy like that. I guess. I tell you right now, you just cannot imagine. Like, there's a part of me that is like so angry, but it's not gonna do me any good. What am I gonna do? If I can't get her on the computer, I'm gonna fly to Nigeria, beat her ass, and get my passwords. That's not a reality. That's not gonna happen. You gotta learn how to let things go. That's part of being a mature adult. Just let things go, learn from your mistakes, move forward. But as far as I'm concerned, like I said, this is my podcast for Digital Moxie. And that's just what's been going on in the third week of August, 2024. So stay loose, and remember, don't give up any passwords, or don't help anybody out off of Messenger, because you'll end up where I end up, and that's not having a Facebook account. Ciao. Speak to you later.